Hello, and welcome to the WrestleMania version of episode of Kick Pass Punch. It is Saturday afternoon. Stand and Deliver has begun. We think we have the final-ish card for WrestleMania. We need to get our predictions on tap so that I can defend my title.
Defend, not retain. Defend.
That's right.
And lose.
So today we're just going to do this because we have 14 theoretical matches that we have to get through, and we need to get these on the record. Currently, we're watching Ethan Page and Ricky Saints go at it on Stand and Deliver.
If you're on Spotify, you can probably hear it. I'm not sure if you can or not. You probably can.
We got the sound down pretty low.
Yeah.
So let's get it started. Let's look at night one.
All right, night one. Jade Cargill and Naomi.
Jade Cargill and Naomi. What do you think?
I think Jade Cargill is going to walk out of that match. I'm a little surprised that that's not kicking off night one, is it?
This is not the order. We don't know the order.
Oh, okay.
I think Jay and Gunther will kick off. I
think they actually confirmed that yesterday.
Okay.
During the kickoff show, because Jey Uso said something about opening up tomorrow.
Right.
Night.
But this is the order I have, so we're just gonna go up the list.
All
so
right.
you think Jade is winning?
Yes, because is Naomi, Rhea, Io is night two. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I actually am going to pick Naomi to win this match. I think TNA Naomi as a bad guy was an absolute menace, and we haven't seen that in WWE yet, and I think they're going to kick that off here. So Malcolm is taking Jade, and I am taking Naomi.
Because I'll tell you what.
Tell me what.
You keep this Jade Cargill undefeated singles run going until next year WrestleMania. Bianca Belair wins this triple threat match. And Jade versus Bianca at WrestleMania 42. Undefeated versus undefeated.
Okay. I hear it. It's a good theory. I don't know. I think we're gonna get unhinged Naomi, and I think they're gonna give it a shot in WWE and see how it goes.
Also, even though I said that, I'm not taking Bianca in that triple threat match.
Okay, well we'll get there. That's night two. So this one, I have Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano up in the air. Apparently, last night during SmackDown, Rey was hurt. It is unclear. He did have to be helped to the back. It's unclear to what extent he is. But let's just assume the match is going to happen. You picked first last time. I'll pick first this time. I think El Grande Americano has to win this match. They haven't put a stipulation on it. It's not a mask versus mask match yet, right?
Right.
So
if it was a mask versus mask match, obviously Rey Mysterio would win that match.
Yes.
So you're not going to have El Grande Americano, though he is a very great luchador, win this match. But I am also going to go with El Grande Americano if we're counting this match as Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano, because that will not be the match tonight.
You don't think it will be?
I do not think that will be the match.
You think he's actually hurt
tonight? Yes.
Who?
I think somebody else will make their return from injury. Survived. He survived the fire. and we will return. Wait, we will get to see the return of El Generico in the WWE. So now we have the two greatest luchadors of all time facing each other.
I think that if Ray can't go, I think they put Ray Phoenix in his place. As much as I would love to see the emergence of El Generico in WWE, I just
I'd pop.
it would be a weird position to put him in now. So you know, with kind of the way that Sammy went out, it almost seems like if his friend El Generico was going to show up, it would be to avenge him, not in what is essentially a comedy angle.
You could get like an angle where Rey Mysterio talks to Pierce and says, "Don't worry, I've reached out to a friend, and I have somebody for him to take on."
Okay.
And it is a luchador.
Okay.
And then we get.
All right.
But if that doesn't happen, El Grande Americano is winning that match.
I think El Grande Americano is winning no matter what.
Okay. Even if it is El Generico?
No matter what. I don't know. If it's Ray Phoenix, they might have to go to a schmoz and not have a winner. But
schmoz. I feel schmoz coming.
All right. United States champion LA Knight and Jacob Fatu. This is the lock of the night,
is
right?
this a question?
This is the lock of the night.
Is this LA? No. Jacob Fatu.
Yeah, I agree. I hope that they make it competitive. There's part of me that would actually like to see it just be a squash, but I hope that they don't. I hope they let LA Knight have some runway to work with, but at the end of the day, he's not going to be standing. He's gonna Jacob Fatu is going to be standing over him with that title. It's going to get ugly at the end. That's what I think.
I think Jacob Fatu is going to win that match. But, that being said, this isn't part of the prediction, but I don't think Jacob Fatu walks out with the title.
Oh. You think he wins by
I think
DQ
he wins by
count
DQ.
out?
I think he wins by DQ.
Do you have a specific prediction of how that happens?
Solo.
You think Solo interferes and costs Jacob the match?
Yeah.
To set up the Jacob v. Solo.
Solo. Well,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Tag. We should say that last match was for the U.S. Championship. That's the title we're talking about. Next up, we have the World Tag Team Champions, the War Raiders versus the New Day. What are your thoughts?
Honestly, this is kind of probably the least predictable one, I think, of the night. I'm going to go with the New Day.
I am also going to go with the New Day. I think it's got to be. So we're both taking the New Day. Is Big E in any way involved in this match?
Yeah.
Is he helping them? Is he joining them? Is he going to be
heel Big E?
The manager that they were like, why, you could have been out there with us, you could have been there. Has he come around now?
Yeah.
Is he gonna be like, okay, I'll be that guy? Or is he going to cost them in some way?
Well, he said he said he would be that guy.
But that's when
they said no.
Right, but that's when he thought they were going to be faces when he said they were good guys when he said he would do that.
Yeah.
Will he do it as a bad guy? Will he? I don't know. I do not think he will be involved in this.
I don't think he'll be involved. I think he will be out there.
Yeah, I mean he's there. It seems weird not to use him.
I think he could cause a distraction.
All right,
for
I can see
either
it.
team. I don't know which team, but he could do either team. He could distract.
Yeah, he could come out and everybody's like, what is he doing? The War Raiders think he's there to help New Day. New Day think he's there to
distract
distract them.
And then everybody
and that
goes and
leads
fights him.
for that opens up for Kofi or for Woods to sneak up and do the quick pin. Yeah, I could see that. All right, now we start to get interesting. WWE Women's Championship match: Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair.
Oh my god!
Who?
You go first.
Okay. 2 weeks ago, I 100% would have said that Charlotte Flair was going to win this match. And I am picking Tiffany Stratton to win this match.
Ricky Saints is still your North American champion.
Nice. I think that what has happened, I don't know. I am so intrigued by this match. I cannot wait to watch this match. I do not know what's going to happen in this match. I don't know how much of what has happened over the last 3 weeks is work, how much of it is a shoot. I don't know if these people really don't like each other. If Charlotte is trying to bury Tiffy, I don't know what's happening. And I am fascinated, and I can't wait to watch it.
I really desperately hope that all of this was a work and it was all scripted, because if not, that means Charlotte Flair doesn't care about this feud or this match, which means that this match might not be as good as we expect it to be.
Well, she has certainly sandbagged opponents she didn't want to work with in the past, for sure.
I know.
So,
but she didn't do that with Rhea.
No.
Her and Rhea, she seemed to care about that feud the entire time, and they had a really good match.
Yeah. I mean, would it be fascinating though? But it's almost like she could go out there and make it look like she's sandbagging as part of the story they've been telling.
Yeah.
Right? Until Tiffy just gets frustrated and just dog walks her for.
I think that Tiffany Stratton will retain this title tonight.
All right.
So we're both going Tiffy?
We are.
Tiffy.
I think this next one, also is a straight up lock. Gunther versus Jey Uso. I don't think there's a world in which Jey Uso is not winning this title. And go ahead and make your pick, and then I'll explain my. You're gonna pick Gunther to win?
I'm taking Gunther.
All right.
This could be really stupid, but it's too obvious. It's too obvious.
All right. So you're locked in on Gunther?
I'm locking in Gunther.
Here's the one thing I know.
Gunther.
There's like something WWE sponsored post-show thing that's happening, and they are already advertising that Jey is going to be there. And I can't imagine him losing this match and then being like the headliner for this social media event. You should have told me that. But maybe I'm wrong.
Should have told me that.
Maybe I'm wrong. Card is always subject to change. Just because they said he's going to be there doesn't mean he will be.
Cody was also the main guy. That happened with Cody too on WrestleMania 39.
Okay.
He was supposed to be like the main guy at the PR thing, and then he wasn't even there.
Okay. All right.
I think this is another Cody Roman situation. It seems so obvious that it will be Jey, and he's gonna take the title.
I think this match opens the card, and there is just an absolute yeet fest at the beginning. That's this match ends with the entire crowd yeeting, and you are off to just an amazing start to your WrestleMania. Energy is through the roof. That's what I think. So I think don't get me wrong. I think Gunther is going to beat the hell out of him during this match. It's going to be 85% Gunther, 15% Jey. But the story is going to be that Jey won't give up.
I think Jey is going to come so close. So close. Like, he's right there. But, like, somehow the ref is down or something. Like, Gunther's struggling, Jey's rallying, and Gunther just chops the crap out of the ref. So the ref's down for like a bunch of time. Then Jay like super kicks him and then immediately spears him and goes for the pin. But the ref is down because Gunther was a few steps ahead and chopped the ref.
Okay. I think we get some Kaiser shenanigans. I think we get some Jimmy taking out Kaiser.
Isn't Jimmy like dead?
Yes, but he died like 3 weeks ago.
He'll be fine. He only died a few weeks ago.
Yeah, but imagine like.
Well, Sammy died like a month and a half ago. Will he be back?
Kaiser's out causing all sorts of nonsense, and then all of a sudden, like.
Oh, that's where you get El Generico.
Jimmy rises up. Jimmy rises up from behind the barrier in his black hoodie.
Oh my God, the black hoodie
takes out
in the freaking like. You're not fooling anyone.
Yeah. So, all right, and so now the main event of night 1.
By the way, Charlotte Flair was just advertised for WrestleMania After Dark. Oh no.
Yeah. Well, but she can go there as a heel.
She can't.
Anyway, whether she gets the title or not.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't imagine Jay losing this title and then showing up afterwards being like, it would feel weird to me.
Yeah.
All right.
I may not have won. Yeet. But it's okay. Yeet. Because now I'm going after Cody. Yeet. And I'm a bad guy now. Yeet. And I'm teaming up with The Rock and John Cena. Yeet.
Seth Roman Punk. Main event, night 1. Who is going to win this match?
I feel almost as confident about this one as I do about Jacob Fatu versus LA Knight.
Okay.
Seth Rollins.
I am going to say something, and I can't believe I'm actually going to say this. I think CM Punk's just going to straight up win this match.
There's like no shenanigans, nothing.
I mean, no, shenanigans aplenty. It's a triple threat match. There's no disqualifications, right? There's going to be shenanigans aplenty for sure. I just think that that's what's going to happen. I think CM Punk is going to win this match. I think, I think, they've let Seth stand tall repeatedly over the last few. Stand over both of them. I can't see them doing that and then having him win the match.
He's never been the face of the company. Let him be the face of the company for a little bit.
I hear you. I think CM Punk, no one thought when he came back, everyone was, he's going to be a cancer, he's going to be this, that, and the other thing, And he's been fine. And he's been great. He got Paul out there praising him for what he's doing backstage this week, talking about, the difference between CM Punk then and now. I think they're going to reward him with a win. I do.
In his main event of WrestleMania.
In his main event. So I am taking CM Punk to win this match. I cannot believe that we're not even discussing the possibility of Roman Reigns winning this match.
Who's not taking the pin either, though. Like, Seth or Punk is taking this pin.
Yeah.
I will strongly stand it.
Unless Roman is taking time off.
I think Roman's taking time off.
If Roman's going to go away for 5 months...
Oh, I think he will.
Then I think he might eat the pin. Because then you can keep this CM Punk Seth thing going, because Seth can say you didn't beat me, or if you're right, Punk can say but you didn't beat me.
Yeah.
Right? So that's what I think is happening.
Well, not part of the predictions, but Seth Rollins is not coming out to his own entrance music. He's not coming out from the stage.
He's coming through the crowd.
He's coming through the crowd with the Shield music in Shield gear.
I mean, he basically was wearing Shield gear the other night.
Yeah, he kind of was.
For sure.
Do we think? But the question is, do we think? I mean, Roman Shield gear is kind of just like his normal gear, pretty much.
Well, yeah,
just like Black Pants.
Yeah, somehow he won the Shield costume in the divorce, and he just got to keep wearing the Shield costume for like years afterwards.
Yeah, I don't know what was up with that. I mean, Dean kind of did too. Dean didn't really ever change his when he was Dean.
Yeah.
Didn't ever really change his appearance. He kind of kept wearing that like tank top and the cargo pants.
So, does Paul Heyman, in your scenario with Seth winning, factor into the finish of this match?
Yeah.
How?
I don't 100% know, but I think more than likely Paul ends up somehow talking with Punk and Roman about something and like distracting both of them, and Rollins comes in and like stomps one of them or something.
Okay.
Give me a second.
Okay.
Okay, I'm back.
So we're gonna move on to night 2, but before we get to the actual card of night 2, I mean, Randy Orton last night said he is going to the ring at some point on night 2 and issuing an open challenge. So the two questions are: 1, does he do it? 2, who is the opponent? And 3, does he win the match?
So 1, yes, I think he does.
I agree.
2, I think it will be either a returning Miro.
Rusev.
Right, a returning Rusev. Or a returning Aleister Black.
So they specifically said last night that Aleister Black is returning on Friday.
Okay,
so I don't think they're going to do it. It was, by the way, very nice. The little vignette, they show him, says April 25th, 4/25/25, and it immediately cuts to Selena Vega in the ring, which I thought was very nice. Very nice touch.
So it's either Nick Aldis or it's Rusev.
Okay.
I don't feel like anybody else is even a question.
Okay.
Unless Opa Femi loses the NXT Championship.
Opa Femi.
Yeah.
He loses the NXT Championship?
Yeah.
Okay. You said IC. I was confused.
I did?
Yeah.
Oh.
So I was thinking.
I meant to say NXT.
I was thinking of who's in the IC match that you might be thinking of. I see what you're saying. Okay.
Opa Femi.
So let's say it's either Rusev or Nick Aldis.
Okay.
Does Randy win either of those matches?
If it's Rusev, Rusev wins.
Okay.
If it's Nick, Randy wins.
Okay. So mine are very similar, except I feel this exact same way. Except I don't think it's Nick Aldis. I don't think they're going to get him back into the ring without more of a build up to it. And I have this idea because of the visual of it, of what it looks like. I would agree. Rusev would be one of my top 2 predictions, and he wins if he comes back because they're not gonna bring him back just to lose.
You're not gonna have him make his grand comeback
right
at WrestleMania to lose.
Right. Omos. Nick Aldis sends out Omos, and you get the RKO at WrestleMania of the 7-foot whatever dude.
Oh my God. Can Randy jump that high?
That's the thing. Like that's the visual. That's the spectacle of it. I don't know why. I just thought, like what would be like who's the guy you'd like to see with some sort of wild out of nowhere RKO? And he like has to almost springboard into it somehow. So those are my predictions. Those are not official predictions because it's you can't pick a match that we don't know who it is, right?
Right.
So,
but that's gonna be our tiebreaker, or
yeah, I think we got enough.
If we end up where we could have a tie,
Champion's advantage.
I didn't put champion's advantage up for the line at Elimination Chamber.
I think we're gonna have enough different ones that a tie is going to be unlikely.
All right.
AJ Styles, Logan Paul, or as I like to say, AJ Styles versus that douchebag Logan Paul. I really don't like that guy.
God, I hope it's not Logan Paul.
Did you see at WWE World? They had the dummy.
They had Dom and they had Logan. Yeah, I saw that. I think it's gonna be Logan.
I do too. I hate to say it. I do. I mean,
I hope it's not, but I think it's going to.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think this is. It sounds strange to say, but this is not an important enough match to have Logan lose.
Yeah.
Right?
I feel like Logan only loses world title matches. Or shots at world title matches.
By the way, I desperately do not want that to happen.
Oh, yeah.
I
really hope AJ wins.
AJ to win that match, but this is prediction, not what I want. Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre in a Sin City street fight. Before you pick your winner, some question. Do they actually end up in a street fight? Does this go outside of the arena?
Oh, yeah.
And onto the strip somehow? Are they out on the Vegas Strip?
Yes, because I think Vegas is such a filming place that they would allow it.
Okay.
So I think it does happen.
I hope so.
Yeah. But winner wise, Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, it's Drew McIntyre, and I would bet your money on this match. If I had to bet some of your money on this on a match on this card, this is the one I would bet on. I think.
Why not Jake 5-2 LA Knight?
Because there is
the profit isn't good enough.
No, just because there is too much what if getting Solo involved. If they are going to go that direction, you could keep the belt out of that feud, right? And have it stem from Solo cost him the title, even if it's on accident. He's trying to help, but he ends up blowing it somehow.
That's what I think will happen. He's trying to help, and he ends up getting him disqualified.
This is the next match up is the Intercontinental match, Fatal 4-Way, Braun Breaker, Dominic Mysterio, Penta, Finn Balor. Now, I find this fascinating. I know, I'm gonna guess you don't know the answer to this question. Do you have any idea what the actual betting odds are for this match?
Dom is the lowest return.
Did you know that already?
No.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Dom is the betting favorite to win this match.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised by that. Do you think he wins this match?
I hope so.
Do you think he wins this match?
Yes. I think they're going to pull the trigger, and I think they'll do it. And I think Finn, what was the...
I think somebody moved.
What was the thought?
Yeah. Either Hank or Tank, who are fighting Fraxium right now for the titles, just did a suicide dive out of the ring and just belly flopped onto the table. He jumped the entire way. That was quite a jump. It was pretty impressive, quite
honestly,
frankly.
That doesn't look like it hurts that bad, just because he didn't it would have looked like it hurt more if he had landed on the corner of it, but
Yeah.
he landed like flat on it.
Flat on it, like he
That was
tried
very
to
weird.
cross body or something.
That was very strange.
Okay, so are you picking Dominic Mysterio to win the match?
Yeah.
Okay. This is I think that you're right, probably, but I am going to pick differently here. I think it is going to be a thing where Dominic and Finn come and are fractured after this match. That Finn thinks there's a plan that Dom's going to help him win the match, and then Dom's going to try to actually win the match, and they're going to come to blows, and one of them is going to get pinned by Penta. I think Penta is walking out.
That was my other thought.
I think Penta is walking out as the Intercontinental.
Crazy how we're at a point where we don't even think Braun Breaker stands a chance.
Why? Why don't you think he stands a chance?
Because I think he's gonna go for the world.
I think we're gonna get Braun J for sure this summer.
I agree with that, but Jay's not winning it tonight. Maybe at
Backlash.
Maybe at Money in the Bank.
Ooh.
Maybe at Money in the Bank he cashes in.
Like wins and cashes in on the same night.
Again, I feel like they might not do that 2 years in a row though. Or we could run an angle where at SummerSlam it's Gunther versus Braun Breaker, and as Gunther is making his entrance, Jay attacks him, or like in the back. Gunther's supposed to be making his entrance, and we cut to a frame of Jay cashing in on Gunther. Because technically, there was never a rule that you have to cash in the ring. That's never been a thing. That's never been acknowledged. Nobody's ever said you have to cash in the ring.
That's true.
So they could do that. And then Jay wins. Jay holds the title. And then Pierce comes over and is like, well, now you've got to go out there and defend against Braun Breaker. Because we had a world title match. And then Jay and Braun Breaker happens at SummerSlam.
I cannot believe they're about to do this. Adam Frazier and Axiom have beaten everybody. They've been supposed to lose these belts for a year now.
3.
And these are the 2. That's unbelievable.
Hank and Tank are your new NXT Tag Team Champions.
All right, so let's talk about our women's tag team champions. We're about to see a fatal 4-way women's tag team title match on Stand and Deliver to see who gets a title shot at the women's tag team championship. So who will have those women's tag team championships? Will it be Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, or will it be Bayley and Lyra?
Liv and Raquel Rodriguez.
You think they retain?
Yeah.
I am going to go the other way, and I'll tell you why. I think it will be super interesting to have them win, to have Bayley and Lyra win the championship, and then, but still have Bayley asking for an Intercontinental title match. Like, to have them actually going at each other still. And see if they can keep this respect thing going while still competing. I don't know. I think the whole Liv Morgan and Raquel Judgment Day implosion thing that's going on. I think they're gonna want to get the belts out of there for whatever shenanigans is going to happen with Judgment Day. I think it is Judgment Day split up time.
Axiom just kicked Hanker Tank's hand away when he went to handshake, but then they hugged them.
Yeah.
So, boo!
All right.
Fight them again.
So, in the match that I believe will be leading off night 2, WWE Women's World Championship, Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, and Bianca Belair. You have some thoughts.
Io Sky.
You think Io?
That's my thoughts.
Okay. I think it's going to be Bianca. And I think Naomi's going to be involved. I think Naomi's going to help Bianca, and this is going to be part of the whole. Bianca was in on it the whole time. I think that Bianca knew what Jade was going to do, or what Naomi was going to do. And I think Bianca was tired of teaming with Jade. And so this was how to make her and Naomi tag team champions. I think that's how that's going to play out. To be clear, I would like nothing more than to see Io Sky win this match. I would like to see some shenanigans and then have it end up with Kairi Sane, by the way, who is jacked now. Like, she is healthy and ready to go, and have been posting pictures of them working out together, and Kairi Sane is jacked. Like, it's nuts. Like, her arms are like, what? The one thing that I think I think we're both right here is that I don't see a world in which Rhea wins this match. I can't imagine what the creative decision is that would lead to Rhea winning this match.
I'd agree with that.
All right. Before we get to Cody Rhodes and John Cena, riddle me this. Do we see Dwayne? Like, is he even here?
I think so. I think he's here. Yeah, I think he's got to be here. I don't think there's any way he's not.
Okay. So how does that factor into is he a factor in the finish of this match?
Maybe as a distraction, but I don't think he's gonna like get involved.
Okay. And who wins the match?
Cena.
Yeah. I was dead set on him not winning this match. That they it just seems too clear, but at the end of the day, like, it's John Cena's last WrestleMania. Now the question for me is, do we end up in a Rock Hogan situation here? Like,
the Heritage Cup Championship just turned into Teller.
And he's eating. Do the fans switch this up? Are the fans rooting for John Cena by the end of this match? Or can he maintain his heel persona strong enough?
No.
I mean, last night there was some booing of Cody Rhodes. But he also won them back. Like, and had them singing his name by the end of it.
Cody.
I really, by the way, hope Thea Hell wins this match.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But I think we can. But we agree. At the end of the day, I think John Cena's going to win this match. Mm-hmm. And I think it's going to be the rare WrestleMania that does not send the crowd home happy.
Someone is at the front door.
Somebody's at the front door.
Somebody's at the front door, apparently. So, all right, those are our WrestleMania predictions. I am.
That was kind of weird.
So, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to getting home from your game tonight and turning this on, because I believe it starts at 6:00.
Yeah. We'll be home for the start of it.
Well, your game's at 4:30, so it'll be right around the beginning.
Yeah, we'll get home at like 4:10, 4:20, 4:30, somewhere around then.
Yeah.
Between 4 and 4:30, we'll be home.
Your game starts at 4:30.
Yeah, between 4 and 4:30, we'll be home.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. Between 6 and 6:30 we'll be home.
Yeah.
To watch that match.
All right.
And
good night, everybody.
I suppose that we will get there. Adios.